Hey, welcome to the Explainer. So today, we're going to uncover a really powerful algorithm for solving some seriously complex problems. But our journey isn't going to start in a computer lab. Nope, it starts in a place of fire and iron, a blacksmith's forge. Let's just start with a question. What in the world does the ancient art of forging a flawless blade have to do with a modern computer algorithm hunting for the perfect solution? It sounds kind of crazy, but as it turns out, the connection is surprisingly deep. The whole secret? The real answer here? It's all about temperature. It's this fascinating process of heating things up to create a bit of chaos, and then cooling them down with incredible precision to find perfection. Okay, so let's start with the blacksmith's secret. To really get a grip on the algorithm, we got to start with the real-world process it's named for, which is called annealing. So a blacksmith knows that to get metal super strong, you first have to heat it way up, right? Until its atoms are just going wild, totally chaotic. Then, and this is the most important part, you cool it down slowly, super slowly. This gives all those atoms the time they need to find their perfect spot, settling into the strongest, most stable structure they can possibly form. And here's the crucial part. See, if you rush it, if you cool that metal down way too fast, the atoms just get frozen in place before they can find that perfect structure. What you get is weak, brittle metal. So hold on to that idea of getting stuck in a bad state, because it's about to become super important. Okay, so let's jump from the forge into the world of code. How does this apply to algorithms? Well, it turns out they can get stuck in exactly the same way. You see, a lot of the usual algorithms are what we'd call greedy. They're always looking for a quick win. They see a better solution, they grab it. But here's the problem. That can lead them to a solution that's, well, it's good, but it's not the best possible one. And that trap has a name. It's called a local minimum. Think of it like this hilly landscape. You're on a quest to find the absolute lowest point. That's the global optimum, right? But it's really easy to get stuck in one of these smaller valleys on the way. Yeah, this really nails the problem, doesn't it? A simple algorithm is just like a rolling stone. It's always going to roll downhill, and it's going to stop in the very first valley it finds. But to get to the real bottom, the global minimum, it would have to go uphill for a bit. And a basic always get better algorithm, it's just never going to do that. So here's the big question, right? How do we give our algorithm a way to climb out of that rut? How do we teach that stone to, just for a moment, roll uphill? And this is where we borrow that brilliant idea from the blacksmith. We're going to introduce the idea of temperature to inject a little bit of, well, controlled chaos. This is the really clever part. The genius of simulated annealing is that it doesn't always take the obvious best step. Sometimes, on purpose, it takes what we'd call a leap of faith. It accepts a move that actually makes the solution a little bit worse for a moment. It lets the stone roll uphill. But hold on, this isn't just random guessing. The choice to make worse move is all governed by probability. And that probability, it's controlled by two really important factors. Okay, so think of the algorithm as constantly asking itself two questions. First, looking at the move quality. Hey, how much worse is this new solution? And second, looking at the temperature and how much risk are we willing to take right now? All right, so how do we get from all this chaos to a perfect solution? Well, the key is that the temperature doesn't stay the same. Just like that piece of metal in the forge, it cools down over time. We call this the cooling schedule. And this slide just lays it out perfectly. You've got these two phases. When the temperature is high, the algorithm is chaotic. It's flexible, just like those hot buzzing atoms. It'll accept pretty much any move, which lets it explore the entire landscape. But as that temperature drops, oh, it gets way more selective. It starts only accepting moves that actually make the solution better. And you can see that effect right here on this chart. It's so clear. When the system is hot, the chance of making a risky uphill move is super high, like 85%. This is the explore phase. But as the system cools down, look at that. The probability just plummets. The algorithm stops jumping all over the place and starts zeroing in on the best area it's found. Okay, so what's the big idea you should walk away with? It really all comes down to a strategy that's as simple as it is powerful. Really, when you boil it all down, simulated annealing is just this elegant two-phase strategy that we literally copied straight from the physical world. So phase one, explore. The high temperature gives the algorithm the freedom to jump out of all those little traps, all those local minima, so it can get a good look at the entire problem space. Then you hit phase two, exploit.
The low temperature makes the algorithm settle down and really fine-tune the absolute best solution it can find in that promising region it already discovered.
And honestly, that is the real magic here. It's this beautiful translation of a physical process, something blacksmiths have been doing for thousands of years, into this incredibly powerful tool for solving some of today's most complex problems. We're talking about everything from designing computer chips to training AI. It's just such a powerful reminder, isn't it, that sometimes the most brilliant solutions aren't about inventing something totally new, but about looking at the world around us, and maybe even looking back in time. It really makes you wonder, right? What other incredible secrets are just hiding in plain sight, waiting for us to rediscover them?